with up here close. We have head and arm control in here, okay? We're gonna hold them in this position that we longer can, but the reality of the matter is when somebody's bigger and stronger, they will usually escape us through these two most common untrained fighter feet. The first one is they put their hands here down on the ground and they start to push themselves up. One, can I allow myself to get here with my legs crossed? No, because he slams you forward, that's gonna knock me out, okay? The second feat is what I'm holding here is he starts rabbit punching me on this other side where I have to address that eventually. He doesn't have full hip rotation and power, but eventually those things are gonna start irritating me where I'm gonna have to act. So we're gonna move to what's called stage 2, and we'll do these individually. The first one, bad guy, post off, this is what it looks like. Okay, a little bit of explanation here. Dan starts putting his hands on the ground, pushes up. I ride him a little bit, uncross my legs where he can't lift me up. Put my feet down, lift my hips up, put my forearms here on his arms to block against punches. Shoulder walk backwards, 1 foot on the hip, 2 foot on the hip. Grab the wristwatch, wrap it around here, and wrap. Now I have feet here, my feet right here on his hips. My knees are about 45-degree angle. Shin bones are driving into his biceps. So when I wrap his arms, you see his face, if his mask is off here, he's going to be able to, it's going to hurt because of just like that wrist weave that we went over, where that bone edge was going into that forearm, we're using the bone edges here of our shin bones to drive into the bicep, and it gets this pressure here, okay? So let's go over this first one again. So here, bad guy, puts his feet down, he starts lifting up. All right, I uncross my legs, lift my hips, chuck the forearms to block against punches. Shoulder walk backwards, 1 foot on the hip, 2 foot on the hip, grab the wrist rod, wrap it around here on the upper thigh, keeping the away from my firearm, pulling on the arms, kicking up my feet in there, and spreading my knees out to get the pressure, okay? At any time when I'm in here, he starts rocking me back and forth, boom, I stop, I can take 1 foot off the hip, and kick, right to the face. I have to leave one hip on at all times for what? Distance management, okay? And any time that I feel his body weight coming forward, where do you think I go? Right back to stage 1. All of these play together. So one more time, Dan pushes away. Boom, uncross my legs, check here, lift my hips up. I need the shoulder walk backwards so I can get 1 foot on the hip, 2nd foot on the hip. Wrap here, okay, knees out, wrap them around, keep the hands away from the firearm, feet on the hip. He rocks me back and forth. I can keep the separation when he stops. 1 kick, all right? He starts to bring his body weight forward. I just kick my legs forward, and I end up right back here in stage 1 again. Okay, most common mistakes of what I went over, okay, is first of all, is we let him pull us all the way up. We can't allow that to happen, okay? All right, so when he starts to pull me up, I uncross my legs, lift my hips up, check the forearm so he can't punch. A lot of people will let their arms relax here. We need to monitor these. This is the important part. You see where my hips are? They have to be up so I can shoulder walk back because I have what around my waist? Gun belt, okay? I need to get my hips off the ground. Now 1 foot can go on the hip, 2 foot can go on the hip, and I can get the